Good day, everyone. Let's start with a simple question. Have you ever opened social media for just 5 minutes, but ended up scrolling for an hour? Well, that's not an accident, and that's exactly what the social dilemma talks about. Next slide, please. One major ethical issue in the documentary is manipulation through algorithms. Social media platforms actually study what we click, like, or watch, then they use that data to predict what will keep us staying on the platform longer. In the documentary, we see this through Ben, whose feed gradually shows more extreme content based on what he interacts with. This shows how algorithms can influence our opinions without us even noticing. Another issue is privacy and data exploitation. Many of us think we are just using social media, but in reality, our data is being collected behind the scenes. Everything from our likes to how long we stared at a post is tracked. That data is then used to show us targeted advertisements. As the documentary says, if you're not paying for the product, then you are the product, reminding us that our data has become part of our company's business model. Lastly, there is addiction and mental health impact. Social media platforms are intentionally designed to keep us scrolling through endless content and notifications. This reminds us that excessive social media use can negatively affect our mental health and self esteem. Next slide, please.
So why do these issues matter in the information age? So first, we are living in the information age where information spreads instantly, and one post can reach millions of people in just seconds. And if that information is misleading, it can affect how people think and behave. So second is algorithms control what we see. And this can create something called an echo chamber where we only see opinions similar to ours. So because of this, misinformation can spread easily and people become more divided. And third, there are serious privacy risks. And since platforms constantly track our behavior, we lose control over our personal data. And most importantly, these issues affect our daily lives, our mental health, relationship, and even decisions about society and politics. So, application of virtues. And one question is, how do we respond to these virtues? This is where virtues come in, and this is why we need prudence, wise judgment to think before we think or share. And we also need truthfulness to verify information and avoid spreading fake news. We also need temperance or self control to avoid spending too much time on that. We also need justice and responsibility to use social media ethically and respect other people's privacy. And finally, empathy. To remember that real people are affected by what we post or comment.
Okay, for personal reflection, after watching The Social Dilemma, I realized that social media is not just for entertainment. It is actually designed to influence the way we think and behave. As a social media user, I realized that many of the issues shown in the documentary also relate to my own habits. There are times when I plan to use social media for only a few minutes, but I end up scrolling for much longer because the content keeps becoming more interesting. I also noticed that after searching for a product or talking about something online, I suddenly receive advertisements related to it. This made me realize how much information platforms collect about my online behavior. Because of this, I learned that I need to be more mindful in using social media, being critical of what I see, controlling my screen time, and using these platforms responsibly. In the end, the documentary reminded me that while we use social media every day, it is also shaping us, so we must use it wisely. Next slide, please. For recommendations, specifically for individuals, limit our screen time, double check information before sharing, protect our personal data, and practice respectful online communication.
So for technology companies, they should be transparent about how data and algorithms work and focus on user well-being and not just profit. And they should strengthen also their privacy protection and reduce the spread of harmful or misleading content.
So, in conclusion, the social dilemma shows that social media is powerful, but also risky. It connects us, but it also controls us if we're not careful.
That is why it is our responsibility to use it wisely, ethically, and with awareness. So that sums up our presentation, and thank you for listening.